Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so basically I'm in the middle of filming a first impressions on the Maybelline Superstay Full Coverage Foundation, powder foundation, which I have on. And I'm not gonna lie, I am pretty impressed. I have not used a powder foundation in years. I was very skeptical of this product, but so far so good. And now we're gonna be testing out the new Maybelline Matte Bar Palette. Last palette I tested out from Maybelline was the Burgundy Bar Palette, and it blew me away. It was spectacular. So hopefully I have high hopes for this one. This one, it says it is rich saturated color, smooth matte finish, 2 signature looks, or create your own 10-pan matte eyeshadow palette. So on the back here it tells you, gives you looks that you can follow, look 1 and look 2, and then tells you all the names on the back of the palette. And which I think is really helpful for some people if they don't really have an idea of what to do. So today I'm going to be creating just a matte eyeshadow look. I haven't done this in a long time. I usually add some sort of shimmer, but it will be fully matte today. So this palette retails for $18.99 at Shoppers Drug Mart. Pretty high. You probably could find it cheaper other places, but it is $18.99 at Shoppers Drug Mart here in Canada. To start off my look, I'm going to be going in with my favorite eye primer. It's the Benefit Stay Don't Stray. So we're going to go in, add a little bit to the lower lids. First I'm going in with this creamy shade right here. I'm going to set the whole eyelid with this shade. I like how they made the neutral shade for all over the eye, not too white. I hate when it's so stark white. So this one, it just kind of looks pretty flesh tone, almost like my skin color. So that's fine for me. I am finding though that the pan size, I wish they made it bigger, because like a brush like this is the Coastal Scents brush, and I just find it's kind of large to be dipping into this shadow. It's kind of, you know, making a mess. Next I'm taking my Smashbox shadow blending brush. First I'm going to take this really light brown shade. I want to see how this shows up on my eye. I think it's going to be pretty light. It definitely warms up my crease, but it's not giving me enough color that it's making like a contrast, but it does warm it up a bit. I also want to test out this shade right here. So I'm going to be taking the exact same brush, going into the crease again, just to see what this one does. You can tell this has a little bit more of a color payoff to it, because you can tell that now we're kind of building the contrast. I think that the last shade we use is nice to warm up the eye a little bit, but it doesn't have enough pigment that it was creating some sort of major contrast. But this one's nice. It's definitely, you know, warming up the crease. So I'm also going to take this little Coastal Scents brush. It's a little bit more tapered but still fluffy. And next I'm going to go in with this guy here. So I'm picking a little bit of this shade up. If you do wiggle your brush back and forth, you're going to get that pickup on the shadow. So I would suggest just to kind of tap into the product rather than move it like that, because it does have a lot of kickback. So just try to tap and then tap off the excess. But now I'm taking this shade, just getting right into the crease. I'm not bringing it higher like I was the other shades. So I'm just buffing this right in to my crease. This is definitely a lot more warm of a shadow, more terracotta orange. So next I'm taking a Nude by Nature concealer brush, but I'm going to be using it on my eye. Picking up this shade right here. So this is that purpley shade. This is the one that stands out the most in the palette. For the most part, it's very neutral with a little bit of purple. So we're going to take that, and I'm going to take it without any concealer. I just want to see how it applies. Taking this and going all over the bottom of the lid, tapping it into the lid. Finding that the shadow is a tiny bit patchy, just in certain areas. It's not going as pigmented as the other areas. Like right here it's darker, and then up here it's a little bit lighter. I'm also going to take that same Coastal Scents little tapered brush, take the same shadow we just used, and I'm going to buff a little bit of this into that crease, just so everything looks blended and seamless. I'm really just focusing this on the inner portion of the eye using windshield wiper motions. And I'm going to try to build a little bit more color, just because I feel like it looks a little bit light in this area. I think it might be better to lay down some sort of concealer or, you know, the benefits stay don't stray before using this shade. But I really just wanted to see how they perform without that. So I'm taking the same brush, flipping it over, the same Nude by Nature brush. I'm going to go in with the chocolate brown shade right here on the end. I'm going to start to work that into the lower lid, keeping it more on the outside of my eye. Once I've laid down the color, I go in with a crease brush. This one's from Joe Fresh. Taking the same dark shade again on this brush, but now I'm going to start to buff everything out so it doesn't look patchy. So we're going to go in, start to do windshield wiper motions. So when you blend this shade, it is patchy, it disappears. I hate when this happens with things. So I laid it down, it was pretty dark. When I started to blend the shade out, it disappears. So you have to kind of push the shadow in. But then when you blend, you're really gonna have to build this color because blending it honestly makes it fade. So not great. Trying this shade right here. So I'm taking that on the same Nude by Nature brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be placing that in the center of my eye. This is going to help merge the two shades together that we just used, the brown and the burgundy. If you lose a little bit of that burgundy punch, go back in with a little bit more and add it to the corner and blend it into the shade that we're laying down right now. So I'm taking my Coastal Scents tapered brush again, dipping into this shade right here. I'm just going to start to buff this so we're creating a really nice transition between all the colors. Very, very patchy. This burgundy color, which I was the most excited about, is probably the patchiest of them all. Like, it doesn't apply properly. Some areas goes on really nice, some areas goes on splotchy. Same with this dark shadow, it's like splotch nation. I don't know. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to buff underneath the lash line to try to save my eye look here. So I'm taking this Nude by Nature. This is the smudge brush. So I'm taking this guy. First, we're going to go in with that really light brown shade that we were using. So we're going in with that first. Working that into the eye. I'm taking the burgundy shade, starting in the inner corner, working it about halfway over. Taking the dark brown shade now, this guy here. Taking that now on the outer corner, working it inwards. I'm connecting it up to a V almost in the outer corner. So I'm bringing that shade up. Okay, so now I'm taking a Nude by Nature. This is their pencil in the shade brown, number 2. So I'm taking this and I'm going to smudge it into the lash line. And don't forget to get right into the little pieces in between your lashes. So I'm going into the waterline first. Then I'm bringing it into the little tiny baby lashes. I'm going to take the same liner. I'm going to work it into the corner, working it outwards first. So what we're going to do is we're just going to take this liner now. I'm going to take this Coastal Scents, it's like a tapered eyeliner brush, taking the same Nude by Nature pencil. I'm going to work this all into the brush, and I'm buffing that out into kind of like a wing, but it's not going to look as precise. It's going to be like a smoky kind of wing. Okay, I'm going to add the Benefit Roller Lash just a little bit, and then I'm going to go in with a pair of lashes. I don't know what these are. Forgive me, I don't have the box. They are not Demi Wispies. I don't know. So I will try to find them, but they're going to be this pair, this top pair right here. I'm going to take my Clinique Workout Mascara, add that to the bottom lashes, a generous amount. I'm going to take this MAC liner in the shade Whirl. So we're taking that guy. I'm going to line my lips. Taking the Vasanti Matte Crush Lipstick Pencil in Rosy Pout. Okay, so this is the end of the review. I am disappointed. I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed. I am. Let's just talk about it. I feel like sad because I had high hopes for this. The color scheme obviously is very neutral. It's a very neutral palette. I don't love how the pans are kind of small. that is not the best for dipping your brush into, but that's not why. And they're very, very powdery, so don't swipe back and forth. I would try to tap your brush into the pan because you're gonna have a lot of kickback. They blend it out super patchy. Like there's no lying. Like this is not a great eye look for me. I don't love it. So first of all, this guy here, it doesn't go on this color, and when you blend it out, it basically disappears. Same with this one here, very, very patchy. Some areas look like that, some areas look orange. I tried to build upon it, it didn't work. I'm really disappointed. I am, and it's weird, like even when I applied the eyeliner, I got this weird white line above my liner, almost like I added, like a beige liner over top of the wing. I don't know what happened. I really don't. It looks patchy to me. It doesn't even look, it just doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. It's not my best work at all. I think that you could create a look with it, no doubt about it. But if you're looking for quality, it's not in this palette. If you're looking for a great palette at the drugstore, buy the Maybelline Burgundy Bar. It is the best palette around. It's fabulous. The colors are not like this. So my overall verdict is I'm not a fan. It's breaking my heart, but I'm really not a fan. And there might be people out there that love it, that've created some great eye looks with it, but everyone has their personal preference. But for me, these are not the best eyeshadows that I've ever used, and that would be that. So that's it. Okay, so this will be the end of my review. I really did hope you guys found it helpful. If you did, as always, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe, and until next time, I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching.